Do you guys see this sweat right here going down my neck? Ooh, no gracias. Hey everyone, welcome back to I Dream of Homestead. I'm Josefina, and today it is a hot, humid day. So let's make some Chia Limeade. Chia Limeade in Mexico is called Agua de Limon, and this is a super common drink to have pretty much at all times of the year, but for me it is super nostalgic in the summertime for obvious reasons. Aside from Agua de Jamaica, whenever we would go to Mexico, this was my go-to drink. They always had it somewhere lined up in the streets where they would have carts that were just full of different types of fresh fruit juices, as well as juices made with milk. The canisters were always in these really big clear glass ones, so you could see all the ice in the drink and then the humidity running down the sides of it. Makes my mouth water just thinking of it. So I'm going to show you guys how to make it today. Before we start, let me tell you guys that I do not like the heat. I don't like the summer. Pretty much the only thing I like about the summer right now is the fact that I have a garden. Today got up to 114 degrees. That is disgusting. It literally feels like the devil's butt crack outside, extra hot and humid. I am a fall and winter kind of girl. I prefer that my butt cheeks freeze together than for them to melt off of me. So I am miserable in this heat wave. So to combat that, this limeade is everything. To start, I put a cup and a half of water with a cup and a half of sugar to boil until the sugar completely dissolved into it. I'm letting that cool down now while I juice all of the limes and put in the other ingredients. If you have ever made lemonade and you struggle with the fact that all of the sugar, or honestly any kind of like a sweet drink, and you struggle with the fact that the sugar always sinks to the bottom, this right here is the solution for it. It's going to dissolve it completely so that you can mix it up all the way throughout the entire drink, rather than having it not as sweet at the top and then super sugary at the bottom because everything's settled and having to constantly stir. This will save all of that for you. I use anywhere from 8 to 10 limes, so I'm gonna start off with 8 and work from there to decide. The amount of sugar that you use for this is completely up to you. If you like things sweeter, then you can add more. If you like less, then add less. I do a cup and a half for 1 gallon of water. Okay, so I've got all the limes rolled so that it makes it easier for me to squeeze the juice out. And before I move on to squeezing them, I already filled up a good bit of the way with water in the pitcher. I didn't want to do it all the way because I do still have this roughly like 2 cups of product in here that I need to put in here along with this juice. So I fill it up just a little bit over halfway. And then I add more water in at the end if I need it. So to the water that I already have in here, I'm going to do about half a tablespoon of chia seeds. The chia seeds don't taste like anything in this drink at all. It just gives it this yummy texture that you get to have because the seeds get like squishy and slimy, but in a good way. I hate using that word, but it is. They're kind of slippery at that point because the casing on the outside softens up and it gets this kind of like gel texture in it. And it is so good. It's like having these tiny little yummy pops. It's like when you get boba and you have the boba balls at the bottom. It's basically like that, except for teeny tiny and just got a bit of a crunch to it. You can add more chia seeds into this if you want. It does get really disappointing for everybody when the chia is gone and there's just lemonade left. Side note, chia helps you poo. So if you're having issues with pooing, she's got you. All right, now directly to the pitcher, I'm gonna add in the juice. You can do this separate so that you can strain out the pulp if you don't like it, but that pulp is just another yummy bit of flavor. So I have never had a time in my life where a lime juicer was not around. This was just a common tool that was always in all of the kitchens in my family. all over the place in Mexico. You'll see them on the carts with the vendors, whether they're selling fruit, chips, drinks, whatever it may be, you'll always see these. And I've recently learned when going out to eat for my sister's birthday, in talking with one of the chefs there, that there are a lot of people who have never used a lime squeezer or a lemon squeezer, whatever you want to call it, and don't know how to use it and are completely just like baffled by it. There are also people who use it in a way that I've never seen before. If there are any of you who have never used one of these, let me introduce you real quick to this beauty that saves all of your lime squeezing. So it's got the holes inside, obviously. And when you cut your lemon or lime, you stick it in with the flat side down so that this can push into it and push the juice out. He was telling me that he has seen people who put it in this way and then squeeze it, but I think that that would make your juice more bitter, because then you are squeezing a lot of the oils that are in the rind into your drink, and it kind of gives it that bitter taste. Plus you're losing out on getting some of the juice. So cut side down. With lemons, because they do have that really big bubble top sometimes, you can just cut that little piece of top off. You don't want to expose the flesh, because then it'll cause the lemon to kind of like rip apart completely, and it makes it harder to squeeze the juice out. A trick to this though, once it's been squeezed, I'm sure you guys have seen me do it many times, but once it's been squeezed, I pop it back in the way it came out, and then I fold it and stick it in on its side. You can see that. And squeeze again, because then when you come sideways, juice comes out. So it'll get you every bit of it. These are extra juicy, so I'm guessing I'm not gonna need more than the 8, but we'll see. Also, for anyone who doesn't know how to pick limes whenever you are buying them or even harvesting them, I find that the limes that have like a smooth kind of glossy surface and give a little bit when you squeeze are always gonna be the juiciest ones. The ones that are porous and they have like a dull look to them always end up having a super thick rind and not very much juice. They end up kind of being dry inside where you squeeze it and it's just like the pulp falls apart. So look for ones that aren't so porous, that kind of have a gloss and a smooth feeling surface, and that give just a little bit when you squeeze. You can kind of see my thumb going in there and squeezing. Finally, the best part of every kitchen thing. Oh my God. I love those little bits of seeds in there. It's so perfect. I don't like my stuff overly sweet, so this right here is the perfect amount of sweetness. It's the perfect amount of acid. Those chia seeds give it a really yummy little tiny textured bite. It's so good. It's so refreshing, especially in this triple-digit weather that's going to continue on until next week. Next week is supposed to be worse. The fact that today got to 114 is ridiculous, and the fact that next week's going to be worse and it's only June. July and August are always the worst here. July is just crazy heat, and then August, the humidity goes at like 100% at all times, so you just can't catch a break. So this right here is that perfect break. I'm gonna finish this cup right here. So I hope that you guys give this recipe a try. It is perfect with any summertime meal. It's perfect to sit outside with on your hammock, at a picnic table. It's just always perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this sweet and simple video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, I hope that you are willing to hit that subscribe button and stick around for a while on my journey to becoming a homesteader. I'll see you in the next one.